CC Forum is not just another conference. It's a global platform where investors, entrepreneurs, startups and scale-ups converge to shape the future. For investors, it's a rare opportunity to meet revolutionary, groundbreaking projects. And for the startups and scale-ups, it's a global stage where they can potentially meet their mentors, partners, investors, and secure the much-needed resources for the global growth. In a world where collaboration drives success, CC Forum is the catalyst. Given the immensity of the pressing issues we're all facing today, it is really now or never. I'm very much pleased to announce the 12th edition of CC Forum that will be taking place in the beating heart of the financial world and one of the capitals of sustainability, Zurich, Switzerland. You are very welcome to attend and looking forward to hosting you.
Welcome to the 10th anniversary season of Swiss Impact with Banerjees.
This season, we bring you the movers, shakers, and visionaries who are redefining industries and turning investments into real lasting impact.
These are the investors changing the game, driving sustainability, transforming lives, and proving that profit and purpose go hand in hand.
Every investment is a choice to shape the world we leave behind. If you're ready to be part of something greater, to invest in impact, to invest in hope, to invest in change,
this is where your journey begins. What do Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Albert II of Monaco, Nobel laureates, and some of the world's boldest green innovators have in common? They've all been part of one visionary's mission to turn ideas into action. So today we welcome back to Swiss Impact with Banerjees someone who is more than just a connector. He's a catalyst, a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and the founder of the prestigious Climate Change Forum, known globally as the CC Forum.
with an MBA from Imperial College London and over 25 years of building ventures in events, hospitality, property, and education. And he has brought together royalty, world leaders, cultural icons, and game-changing innovators to accelerate sustainability and sustainable investments.
So let's now invite Mr. Max Studennikoff into our studio because CC Forum comes to Zurich with the team investing in sustainability.
Welcome, Max.
Are you here with us today?
I am indeed. Thank you very much indeed. I'm honored and privileged to be part of your program. Mr. and Mrs. Banerjee. Sveta, it's absolute delight, and thanks very much for having me in your studio.
Great to have you back. So then let's start. Yes.
So where are you at this moment?
As you can see, I'm in a very rural background. I'm in Greece, currently holidaying with my family, trying to combine the sweet with the useful, trying to combine the rest with the word. And we're in just 2 miles from the most beautiful, iconic beach in the Peloponnesus, and that's where I am at the moment. That's forgive my humble surroundings.
That's it was a wrong question. Now I'm depressed.
In Switzerland, it has been raining for a few days now, so summer seems to be over. Anyway, that's why I said, let's go to the CC Forum question, which you founded, Max, several years ago. What was your original vision, and how has that mission evolved in today's complex global landscape?
Well, I mean, the whole concept of CC Forum was born over a cup of tea with a man who later on went on to become an incumbent prime minister, and he is an incumbent prime minister. I would rather refrain myself from mentioning the name because he's well known, but it was born over a cup of tea in Davos at the WEF conference back in 2017. This man, he just mentioned to me that's a bit of a vanity fair. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity it's a melting pot of contacts. But Max, if you would have said about creating a platform where you can just get together under one roof, people who are willing to put their money where their mouth is when it comes to impact investing, that's what the world needs. And that so much resonated with my own thoughts, because I'd been a sought-after speaker at many investment conferences and climate change conferences. And I've always been noting that parts of this equation were missing. People are chatting. They were talking about raising, quite rightfully, all the problems that mankind is being pressed with. But no one was suggesting solutions. And since I've always believed in private wealth more so than in any sweeping statements by politicians, we make that as a cornerstone. That went on to organise as many as 11 flagship editions worldwide across London, Monaco, Paris, Dubai, and Bahrain. That's the short story of the CC Forum.
Okay, but you are not just a founder, but you are also yourself an angel investor and advisor to green projects. So what really drives your passion for impact-focused ventures?
As you might know, I'm a very happy father of twins. And I've always been questioning myself, what legacy do I leave for the generations to come?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm extremely egotistic, very selfish in what I'm doing, because I'm doing this for my family and for their, hopefully for my kids when they grow, and for their generation. So, but yes, jokes apart, I've always been infatuated with the mission of really leaving the world as we know today a better place. And since we've been beset increasingly so by all sorts of problems, starting from obviously from climate change as the backbone of what we're doing, to fighting poverty, social impact, thousands of issues that are interconnected, intertwined inextricably. That's why we've put this as our mission, really, to confront these issues. And what CC Forum basically does, it convenes decision makers. It convenes people with, as I say euphemistically, with influence and affluence. Okay, people with capacity, to use another one for it, to see how capital, and particularly private capital, but not only, can contribute to resolving these.
Nice. And there are so many hundreds of events nowadays. So why it's so unique? What makes CC Forum prestigious in a sustainability investment conference if you compare it in our world right now?
Well, I think it's better ask this question those who attend the forum. But mission-wise, I mean, there are a lot of absolutely right here. You're absolutely right in pointing out that there are hundreds and thousands of forums and conferences, whatever. We've always been action-driven. Okay, so what we do, we tend to structure our agendas and programs. And by the way, it's a 4-day event. It normally spans 4 days, in such a way that from A to Z, it's aimed. It's really, really targeting the objective and results. From our behind closed meetings to the plenary sessions. At the end of the day, the only criterion of a conference like CC Forum being effective or efficient is the amount of deals signed or catapulted, because we act as a launch pad for many of those. And in that case, and in that respect, I'm humbled to share that there are dozens and hundreds of deals, impact investment deals, originating from the forum. And we also follow up and stats, but that's a whole different story. That's what makes us different, because we're not just a platform for talking, we're a platform for actioning things.
Can you maybe share a memorable deal, partnership, or breakthrough that was born at CC Forum event?
there are so many of them, and since most of them are subject to GDPR sort of regulations, I wouldn't be able to name the precise names, but I'll just give you a couple of examples. For example, at the Monegasque edition 5 years ago, which was attended by His Highness Prince Albert of Monaco, we managed to connect a senior Congolese minister with an investor, and they're now both at the point of having the basin of the Congo River, that you might know is one of the most polluted rivers in the whole world, is being cleansed now as we speak. It took quite a while for it to action, but it originated from CC Forum Monaco. The other example is in 2021, right after the COVID nightmare, we pulled off our 4th edition in Dubai. We did 2, the first one was Dubai, and we were welcoming on stage Innovation Minister of Israel. And by the way, that was the very first time he's ever set a foot on an Arabic soil. It was only made possible after having the Abrahamic Accords have been signed. So he launched a program at CC Forum enabling vast areas of deserted land in the desert, really, to be used for growing, would you believe it, rice. Many other examples I can just give you, but they all range from launching hitherto unknown sources of energy, to reforestation, to extracting carbon dioxide from the air and storing it like nuggets of gold. So the examples are many. Absolutely. And I'm very much looking forward to the Zurich edition, because that's going to be quite a lot of global announcements.
And in the London CC Forum, you even got a royal greeting from Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes.
And Monaco was patronized by Prince Albert II, and Bahrain by His Royal Highness Sheikh Salman. Can you share something from these experiences?
That's true. I mean, just we consider it as a bonus, because at the end of the day, it's not one's position or titles or royalty that matters. It's really the capacity of a person or an entity to contribute to resolving these issues, right? But it helped us a lot, really. Well, Her Majesty was certainly not present at the CC Forum's edition, but we kindly got the greeting from the Buckingham Palace that encouraged us, and really we're doing is meaningful. And that sort of led to Prince Albert receiving yours truly, in fact, one-to-one at the Palace of Monaco, before he granted his name and patronage and presence to the Monegasque edition. And he is someone who is widely considered as a figurehead in sustainability. So that was the experience. Yeah, absolutely. So royalty is not something which is novel for us, as long as it really helps us amplify our message and intensify the action. Royals are welcome. We even went as far as to organize a dedicated panel at CC Forum Paris last year, royalty and their impact in sustainability. That was quite nice.
My question is, what do you do with them at the CC Forum? How do you ensure that they're not just talking, but really there are some actionable outcomes? So what are they doing at the CC Forum?
Well, like I'm saying, we have kind of 2 avenues that are equally important. One is the high-profile brainstorming sessions, and these range from plenary session to workshops, to roundtables, to investors' meetings, to behind the closed doors, meetings and whatnot. And the second avenue, which is no less important, is high-level networking. And for that, we organize a whole plethora of silent partner events, including our Black Tie Investors Gala dinner, including cocktails, receptions, partner events, and the likes. It's a 4-day melting pot of contacts, ideas, where people just, convene to not just to brainstorm, but to strike partnerships, and some of them last lifetimes. Find partners and investment opportunities to identify projects. That's what we do, really. It's a quite versatile fabric to weave. And certainly I'm not the only pebble on the beach here, probably not even the shiniest.
So you build relationships, right? So like,
oh yes,
long-term
absolutely.
relationships. One CC forum, always CC forum, kind of like that, yeah?
Yes, I mean, I'm proud to say that there are certain investors, certain companies, certain family offices just travel along wherever we are going. Okay, and having said that, there are many others that we don't know yet, but I know they'll be coming, and it's kind of always there's a proportion of those who just travel at all times, you know, and they alternate with the others, so it's quite a work in progress.
And something out of the things is, how do you respond to leaders who downplay climate change? Because, you know, in today's world, there are quite many of them.
If I were honored to have a meeting with Mr. Trump, and the way I had a meeting with Prince Albert of Monaco, I would have a lot of things to share with him. Believe me, I wouldn't, you know, mince my words, because I mean, regrettably, what he's done, and obviously the only risk I'm running after your program has been watched worldwide is probably been denied access to the USA. But Godspeed. I'll wait another 3.5 years for it. The steps he's taken backwards in fighting climate change, you know, we all know famously, you know, exited the Paris Agreement and many others, and just has had this ripple effect across the world, and that's probably the most drastic consequence we all have to face, right? But at the end of the day, it's not him. It's not policymakers in general. It's the markets that demand a totally different kind of entrepreneur, really. The one who would be more aligned with legacy and with the actual benefits he or she is bringing to the world, not the policymakers. He might be harping on and pontificating until he's blue in the face as to wind power or solar being irrelevant. I mean, it's just preposterous. But the markets think otherwise. It's now cheap. It's affordable. It can extract out of the, you know, fetters of poverty whole nations. It's up to him to decide, really. So whatever he and the likes of him might be saying, really. Yes, we obviously we all take it with great attention and caution, but these are not decision makers when it comes to the market trends that are mercifully domineering now on the market. The problem is that we are going in the right direction, but we're not going at the right pace, at the right rhythm.
Yeah,
and that's only true. Statements, controversial statements by the likes of Mr. Trump and the like can have. Only that. But that's the circumstances we all live under, and we have to take that into account.
Max, now let's move to the Zurich chapter, because in a little bit more than a month, right, you will be here in Zurich. Can you share?
Remind me, please, that. Don't remind me that.
And bring your umbrella.
I will.
So can you share a sneak peek at some of the keynote speakers or some high-profile VIP guests expected in Zurich?
You always keep asking those provocative questions, but we are too early in the game to publicly announce quite a few high-profile speakers. But I can just give you an idea of what walks of life they would be coming from. You know, first and foremost, there will be investors and entrepreneurs. And by the way, the important thing is they're not just Zurich-based and not even Swiss-based, right? Many will be coming from all over the world, even from such unexpected locales as the USA. A lot of American investors are seeking to diversify their portfolios, and there is quite a few scale-ups and startups coming from that part of the world. But there will be people coming from the Middle East, from Hong Kong, from Singapore, from Japan, and obviously Europe and the UK. Now, here at CC Forum Zurich, we're seeking two kind of missions, because it's equally important to be able to present groundbreaking, revolutionary projects, which are international in front of the Swiss-based investors. But it's equally very much relevant to showcase what Switzerland has to offer as a country in terms of innovation, particularly in terms of sustainability and AI and whatnot, in front of the global investors. So both objectives are equally important, and they overlap and they complement each other, is what I would say. Why Zurich? Long overdue. I agree with you, long overdue. But to me, Zurich and Switzerland in general has been the beating heart of finance, of the global finance, particularly the sustainability finance. In some way, it can be seen as one of those safe havens, given the overall geopolitical context that we already broached upon in the previous question. It's a country which is firmly committed to making impact, and I think it's only natural for us to have chosen as the venue, as the place where to host our 12th edition. Where I'm very thrilled to be bringing it to Switzerland. And as Ben knows, we pulled off a pre-event that really set the balls rolling. Chosen Dolder Grand, the iconic Dolder Grand, to host the main edition, although it's a bit tucked away, and many those Zurich residents think it's far away, which it's not. So we're very much looking forward to that.
So this 12th edition in Zurich is very highly anticipated. So what are the themes and sectors which you want to present or you want to bring in the forefront this year?
Well, right. All the time, every time on each occasion that we're bringing the forum to a certain geographical locale, we're spoiled for choice. Because out of, say, 80, 100 topics that are all very relevant and very important, we have to downsize it, dwindle it to 20 or 30. And that's kind of, eked out among both the panel discussions and fireside chats and keynotes, right? And it always has been the case that wherever we take it to a certain country, we pick out 2 or 3 main topics, because it's these that really represent the country in question. Like in Monaco, it's inevitably automobile industry and maritime industries. In London, it's finance and fintech. In Paris, it's luxury and fashion. In Dubai, it's construction, real estate, and potable water. When it comes to Zurich, the topics that really almost wealth management, because that's the world hub, the global hub for that, but also banking and insurance. That's probably the most. This is the triad, which is the most important when it comes to Zurich. But we also cover a whole other areas as well, including investment in tech for good, AI, blockchain, real estate, obviously clean tech, biotech, because these are the 2 domains where Switzerland is very, very strong. It always has been. So it's always kind of, a whole plethora of topics that are very much interlinked and intertwined with each other. But that probably gives you some insight into the Zurich agenda.
And what role do you see AI and emerging tech playing in accelerating sustainable solutions? Because everyone is talking about AI, I have to ask you this question.
Well, first of all, I have to admit I'm not an expert on AI, but I do acknowledge the absolutely groundbreaking power of it. To me, it's akin to a wild horse that has to be harnessed.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very strong, it's very powerful, but in fact, it can just go any direction if we humans don't harness it. And here I'm using the word harness literally, not metaphorically. Okay, and it almost came to a fist fighting, if I may suggest. Last time we were organizing one of our 2 Parisian editions last year, because we pulled off not a friendly panel discussion, but a presidential style standing debate across the bars with 3 opponents on each side, and it ran along the lines of AI a helper to humanity or its potential destroyer. You should have seen what was happening, not on the stage, but in the audience. It's such a hot topic, and it's grown even hotter 1 year later. And so this will really be at the forefront of the Zurich agenda. Well, if you ask for my take for it, really, yes, it has a huge potential in resolving the climate change issues and sustainability issues in ways that we can't even conceive as we speak. But it still yet has to sort out a very important problem about it, because AI and all data centers, consume an enormous amount of energy, which we're still yet to figure out where we take from. So it cuts both ways. It's a double-edged sword, but hopefully humanity will cope with that.
Exactly. And how can entrepreneurs, investors, or even public get involved in the Zurich 2025?
There are very many opportunities. We always think of the huge of projects. We equally welcome big corporations and small startups, and I would say scale-ups are the ones that are occupying this middle niche. But we welcome on stage and on our exhibition floor all projects that are capable of making a difference, as long as they are not. It's not about drug trafficking or oil refineries. Okay, well, whatever is beyond that is something we dearly welcome. There are opportunities for them to exhibit. There are opportunities for them to pitch on stage, to come up with larger keynotes, to get branded, to have business speed dating session participation. A variety of options for all objectives and budgets and whatnot.
Amazing. Max, in July this year, you actually already hosted an event in Zurich, which was an exclusive pre-event for investors, and it was in Burolak. So can you share how did it go, and what were some key outcomes and insight from that gathering?
Well, as I mentioned, the main objective of this pre-event was, as I'm saying, to set the rules, the balls rolling for the main edition, really, because a lot of people who were attending the pre-event had already been part and parcel of the previous events around the world, and many of them were traveling on those occasions from Switzerland and Zurich in particular. This year, we are bringing the forum to where it belongs, to Zurich. And the pre-event consisted of 2 parts. One was the formal conference-like session, really, where we only hosted 1 panel, but it was a very powerful one, and it ran along the lines of what is impact investing is all about, and how do you define impact investing. And we hosted the likes of my very dear friend and colleague, Dr. Günther Pauli, who happens to be the chairman of the advisory board of CC Forum. We hosted Eric Sarassen and 2 wonderful ladies, Rosa St. Giorgio and Daniela Herman. We then showcase 3 or 4 keynotes, and the one that really struck a chord with most was the keynote of Ben's colleague and friend, really. It was just the famous Swiss writer. I mean, it really struck a chord with most people, because he touched upon something very unconventional. It's not something which is normally discussed at investment conferences. So that went down very well. And we rounded it off with the big round table, excuse the tautology, where everyone was involved. So what we did basically, yours truly was the one who was conducting, unfortunately, the event. So I asked at some point in time all the delegates to stand up and turn their chairs 90 degrees facing each other, so that we had a comfortable room.
Did they cry?
Yes, and people were just raising their hands and just expressing themselves. I had to do the pushing, and then there was a whole forest of hands stuck out in the air, and almost everyone had an opportunity of saying what they are, what they're doing, what their mission, what their relevance is. So that and that all ended up with a nice session of tea, coffee, and wine drinking, and then we had an informal part of as well at the iconic Castle Au, Schloss Au. That was an evening event, seeing the sun set down, and that was very nice, just as an informal gathering. So one was again complementing the other. That went well.
Wow,
That was a pity. We missed it.
But
we were missing you whilst you were holidaying in
great.
Portugal.
Yeah.
So it was workation. We worked actually there. But anyway, so Andreas Dudas, who is our dear friend, he is also, of course, coming to the main event in CC Forum, and that's exactly the direction what we are also going. So beyond impact, right? So what is there is unconditional love, there is purpose, there is unity of people and planet, right? And I think that's what many still don't dare to speak about, but that's we're gonna bring again to the main event, and let's see how it goes. Now we have a few more questions to close the discussion of today.
So will your CC Forum of Zurich 2025, will it become a year-round global networking event, that even after the forum, the networking goes on, or it just finishes at the event, everybody goes home and forgets everything?
Very good question. A very good question. And thanks for it, really. Yes. I've always considered in-person events as hard currency. What we're doing now is digital currency. Okay, it's good, it's efficient, but it's not the same, because it's only when people get together in the flesh, when they see each other, when they, it's a tangible experience, really. So we attach a great deal of importance to this in the flesh appearance event, really. But a lot of things are going before and after the forum, and the forum is just a catalyst. It's not just a friendly panel. Platform for discussing. It's a real catalyst of action, and yes, answering your question, it's just the beginning of sometimes a lifelong relationships and partnerships. I would say it's quite a bit of a unique opportunity for investors to identify and pick out one or two or a handful of projects that will be showcased in front of them on stage and on the exhibition floor, on the one hand, and for the startups and scale-ups to find potential investors, mentors, and partners, for the time to come. It really, really is, as I'm saying, it's a melting pot of contacts and ideas. And yes, please buckle in for a very intense, I'd say, brainstorming sessions and networking sessions, for those of you who'd like to attend.
Can you give one powerful sentence to inspire people and investors to attend Zurich 2025?
Well, if you want to come to the very thick of the action, and Zurich has been globally recognized hub of finance and wealth management, you should do it. Because, as I'm saying, it's a rather unique opportunity, something that you won't see at many other conferences. And here I'm not being shy and retiring, but it's an opportunity which is quite unparalleled. You'll be rubbing shoulders with investors, with companies, with corporations, with royalty, with celebrities, with presenters, with media. And I'm sure you would find a way of benefiting from this. It's now or never, really, as the call for action. Everyone who's anyone in the world of investment and sustainability should come to attend CC Forum Zurich.
Fantastic. I love that. Now or never. That's all we have, the now. Thank you, Max, for joining us today. It's really inspiring, and we're looking forward to see you in person in a bit more than a month.
Always a pleasure. And thanks very much for having me on your wonderful program. And I wish you both, future success. You already have achieved with both IIS and this particular program, which is part and parcel of that, Swiss Impact. You've raised bars very highly, but I'm sure we can. I'll be very happy to see the bar raised even higher as we both grow, both of our organizations.
Exactly. No, that's the whole idea.
Zurich. For those of you who'd like to inquire more, just go online. Just enter cc-forum.com, and all the information is there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Max. We see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tschüss.
And to our audience, mark your calendar for Zurich 2025.
That's right. Join us in Zurich this October. Bring your ideas, your investment, your will to create better worlds. So bring your heart together with you, and together we can turn sustainability from a concept to a reality. Thank you, guys. See you in CC Forum.
Bye for now.
What an inspiring conversation. Impact investing is more than just finance. It's about shaping the world we want to live in.
If this episode sparked new ideas or possibilities for you, don't keep it to yourself. Get involved.
Subscribe for more powerful insights. Follow us on social media and be part of this movement.
Are you an investor making a difference? We'd love to feature your story in our next episode. Reach out and join us.
Let's build a better, more sustainable world, isn't it? Together. See you in the next episode.